Job chapter 33, verse 1. Job 33 and 1. Job, the 33rd chapter and the first verse, and he's still going off. Now, Job, listen to me. Well, this is not Job. This is Elihu. Elihu is talking. Elihu's about to go off. Now, Job, listen to me. Listen carefully to what I say. I'm ready to speak. My heart is honest, so my words are sincere. I'll speak the truth about what I know. God's spirit made me. My life comes from God all powerful. Listen to me and answer if you can. Get your arguments ready and fate to face me. You and I are the same before God. He used clay to make us both. Don't be afraid of me. I will not be hard on you. But Job, I heard what you said. These were your very words. I'm pure and innocent. I did nothing wrong. I'm not guilty. But God found an excuse to attack me. He treats me like an enemy. He puts chains on my feet and watches everything I do. But you are wrong about this, and I'll prove it to you. God knows more than any of us. You're arguing with God. Why do you think he should explain everything to you? But maybe God does explain what he does, but he speaks in ways that people don't understand. He may speak in a dream or in a vision at night when people are in deep sleep lying in their beds. He may whisper something in their ear and they're frightened when they hear its warnings. God warns people to stop them from doing wrong and to keep them from becoming proud. He does this to save them from death. He wants to keep them from being destroyed. Or those who are sick in bed might be suffering punishment from God. The pain that makes their bones ache might be a warning from him. They feel so bad they cannot see. Even the best food makes them sick. Their bodies waste away until they become thin and all their bones stick out. They might be close to death. Their lives about to end, but maybe one of God's thousands of angels is watching over them to speak for them and to tell about the good things they've done. Maybe the angel will be kind and say to God, save this one from the place of death. I found a way to pay for his life. Then that person's body will become young and strong again. He'll be as he was when he was young. He'll pray and God will answer. He'll worship God and shout with joy. He will again stand as right before God. He will tell everyone, I sinned. I changed good into bad, but God didn't give me the punishment I deserved. God saved me from going down to the place of death. Now I can enjoy life again. God does all these things for people again and again. He wants them to be saved from death so that they can enjoy life. Job, pay attention and listen to me. Be quiet and let me talk. If you have an answer, go ahead and speak. Tell me your argument. I'd be happy to know that you're innocent. But if you have nothing to say, then listen to me. Be quiet. I'll teach you wisdom. Wow. Job 34. Then Elihu continued to speak. Listen to what I say, you wise men. Pay attention. You who know so much. Your tongue tastes the food it touches. Your ear tests the words it hears. So let us test these arguments and decide for ourselves what is right. Together we'll learn what's good. Job says, I'm innocent. God is not being fair to me. I'm right, but I'm judged to be a liar. I've done no wrong, but I'm badly hurt. Would anyone but Job say such things? He has more thirst for insulting God than for water. He is a friend of evil people. He likes to spend time with the wicked. I know this because he says, you'll gain nothing if you try to please God. You men can understand, so listen to me. God would never do what is evil. God all-powerful would never do wrong. He pays us back for what we've done. He gives us what we deserve. The truth is that God does no wrong. God all-powerful is always fair. No one chose God to be in charge of the earth. No one gave him responsibility. It all become dust again. If you men are wise, you'll listen to what I say. Can someone be a ruler if he hates justice? Job, God is not only powerful, but he's fair. Do you think you can judge him guilty? God is the one who says to kings, you're worthless. He says to leaders, you are evil. He doesn't respect leaders more than other people. He doesn't. God made everyone. Any of us can die suddenly in the middle of the night. Anyone can get sick and pass away. Even powerful people die for no reason we can see. God watches what people do. He sees every step they take. There's no place dark enough for evil people to hide from God. God doesn't need to set a time for people to come before him and be judged. He doesn't ask questions when people do wrong, even if they're powerful leaders. He simply destroys them and chooses others to take their place. But he learns what people have done. He defeats them overnight and they're gone. He'll punish them for the evil they've done. And he'll do it when everyone can see. He will do this because they rebelled against him and ignored what he wanted. They hurt the poor and made them cry to God for help, and he hears their cry. But if God decides not to help them, no one can judge him guilty. If he hides himself, no one can find him. He's the rule over every person and nation. He keeps the wicked from ruling so that they won't bring harm to the people. A person should say to God, I'm guilty. I will not sin anymore. There we go. It's your decision, not mine. Tell me what you think. Verse 34. A wise person would listen to me. A wise person would say, Job talks like an ignorant person. What he says doesn't make sense. I think Job should be punished even more because he answers us like he adds rebellion to his other sins. He sits there insulting us and arguing with God. The book of Job, chapter 35, Elihu continued talking and said, Lord, Elihu, you're just going off. Job, it is not fair for you to say, I'm more right than God, because you can ask him. What's the use of trying to please you? What good will it do me if I don't sin? Job, I want to answer you and your friends here with you. Look up at the sky. Look at the clouds, which are so much higher than you. If you sin, it doesn't hurt God. Even if your sins are too many to count, that does nothing to God. And if you're good, that doesn't help God. He gets nothing from you. Job, the good and bad things you do affect only other people like yourself. If people are being hurt, they cry out and beg for protection from those who hurt them. But they forget to say, where is God, the one who made me? He's the one who gives us songs to sing in the night. He's the one who makes us smarter than any animal on earth and wiser than any bird. Or if evil people ask God for help, he will not answer them because they're too proud. God won't listen to their worthless begging. God all-powerful will not pay attention to them. So, Job, God will not listen to you when you say that you don't see him. You say you're waiting for your chance to meet with him and prove you're innocent. Job thinks that God does not punish evil, that he pays no attention to sin, so he continues his worthless talking. Everything he said shows that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Job 36, Elihu continued talking and said, be patient with me a little longer. God has a few more words that he wants to say. I'll share my knowledge with everyone. I'll prove that my maker is right. Job, I'm telling the truth, and I know what I'm talking about. God's very powerful, but he does not hate people. He's very powerful, but he's also wise. He will not let evil people live. He brings justice to the poor. He watches over those who live right. He lets them rule in high places. So if people are punished, if they're tied with chains and ropes, they did something wrong. And God will tell them what they did, that they sinned and were proud. He'll force them to listen to his warning. He'll command them to stop sinning. If they serve and obey him, he'll make them successful and they will live a happy life. But if they refuse to obey him, they'll be destroyed. They'll die like fools. People don't care about God are always bitter. Even when he punishes them, they refuse to pray to him for help. They'll die while they're still young, like the male prostitutes. God saved those who suffer by using their suffering. He uses their troubles to speak in a way that makes them listen. In fact, God wants to help you out of your troubles. He wants to take away your burdens that are crushing you. He wants to load your table with plenty of food, but you're so full of this talk about guilt, just judgment, and justice. Job, don't let your anger fill you with doubt about God, and don't let the price of forgiveness turn you away. Do you think your wealth will keep you out of trouble? Will your great strength be any help to you now? Don't be like those who wish darkness would come and hide them. They try to disappear into the night. Job, don't let your suffering cause you to choose evil. Be careful not to do wrong. Look, God's power makes him great. He's the greatest teacher of all. No one can tell him what to do. No one can say, God, you've done wrong. Remember to praise him for what he's done, as many others have done in song. Everyone can see what he's done, even people in faraway countries. Yes, God is great. We can't understand his greatness. We don't know how long he has lived. God takes up water from the earth and changes it into mist and rain. So the clouds pour out the water and the rain falls on many people. No one can understand how he spreads the clouds out or how the thunder rumbles from his home in the sky. Look, he spreads lightning all over the sky and covers the deepest part of the ocean. He uses them to control the nations and to give them plenty of food. He grabs the lightning with his hands and commands it to strike where he wants. The thunder warns that a storm is coming, so even the cattle know it is near. Job 37. Woo, Elihu, you're just going off, taking up all these chapters. Jesus, help us, Lord. The thunder and lightning frightening me. My heart pounds in my chest. Listen to God's thundering voice. Listen to the sound coming from his mouth. He sends his lightning to flash across the whole sky. It lights up the earth from one end to the other. After the flashes of lightning, you can hear his roaring voice. He thunders with his wonderful voice. And while his voice thunders, the lightning flashes continue. God's thundering voice is amazing. He does great things that we can't understand. He says to the snow, fall on the earth. He says to the rain, pour down on the earth. God does this to stop everyone's work and to show the people he made what he can do. The animals run into their dens and stay there. Whirlwinds come from the south, the cold winds from the north. God's breath makes ice and freezes even large bodies of water. He fills the clouds with water and scatters his lightning through them. He orders the clouds to be blown all around the earth. The clouds do whatever he commands. He causes the clouds to punish people with floods or to water his earth and to show his love. Job, stop for a minute and listen. Think about the wonderful things God does. Do you know how God controls the clouds? Do you know how he makes lightning flash? Do you know how the clouds hang in the sky? This is just one of the amazing works of the one who knows everything. All you know is that Can you help God spread out the sky and make it shine like polished brass? Job, tell us what we should say to God. We cannot think of, I would not tell God what I wanted to talk to him. That would be like asking to be destroyed. A person cannot look at the sun. It is too bright as it shines in the sky after the wind blows the clouds away. In the same way, God's golden glory shines from the holy mountain. He's surrounded by the brightest light. We've seen that God all-powerful really is all-powerful, but he's just and never treats anyone unfairly. That's why people fear and respect him. He shows no respect for those who think they are wise. Wow, this is the word of the Lord, and Elihu is really going off on Job. I don't know who's writing this. Every last one of them are wrong. All right, this is the word of the Lord. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe. Put those words in the comment section. This is the word of the Lord, and encourage other people to read along.